The late afternoon sun streamed gently through the blinds of the small but cozy living room in a suburban neighborhood of Dallas, Texas. On the old recliner, faded but well kept, sat Maria Thompson, her wrinkled fingers slowly sliding over the wooden beads of her rosary. She wasn't praying in that moment, she was thinking, remembering. The house around her echoed with the silence of years. Years she had lived here raising her only son, Daniel. The front door suddenly swung open. "Mum, I've been calling you for 10 minutes. Daniel's tone carried the familiar impatience she had grown used to. In recent months, Maria looked up, startled. "I'm right here, dear. I didn't hear you." Daniel sighed, tossing his keys onto the table. "You never hear anything anymore, God. This house, these bills, everything's just piling up." Maria's hands trembled slightly. "What happened now, sweetheart?" Daniel stared at her for a moment, jaw tight, frustration etched into every line on his face. "The same thing that happens every month. Expenses, Mum, I can't keep doing everything alone." Maria sat up straighter. "I don't want to be a burden. I have my pension. I manage." "No, you don't," Daniel snapped. "Half of it goes to your medications, and the rest you send to charities or church friends who don't need it as much as you think you act like." He stopped, swallowing the rest of the sentence. Maria's heart sank. "Danny, I never meant to make life hard for you." Daniel rubbed his forehead, avoiding her eyes. "I just think, well, maybe it's better if you had a place that could take care of you, a place that knows how to care for seniors." Maria froze. "A place? He couldn't mean—" she whispered, voice cracking. "You mean a nursing home?" Daniel didn't answer immediately, and that silence was more painful than any words. The world around her dimmed. Her rosary slipped from her fingers and fell to the carpet. "Daniel, why would you think that? I've been okay here. This is my home. This is your home. I'm not asking for anything." Daniel stiffened. "Mum, please don't start with guilt. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just trying to live my life too. I have responsibilities, my job, and Emily—" Maria flinched at the mention of his wife. Emily had never hidden her disapproval of Maria staying with them. She wasn't cruel, but she wasn't kind either. Maria's voice was barely audible. "I'll never get in the way of your life, Danny, but sending me away, that feels like throwing me out." Daniel's expression hardened. "Don't make this dramatic, Mom. We found a great place, Golden Meadows Senior Living. It's clean, safe. They have activities and medical staff. You'll be fine there." Tears welled in Maria's eyes. "I don't want to live with strangers. I want to live with my son. That's all I have." Daniel didn't soften. "I've made the decision. We're taking you tomorrow." Maria's breath caught in her throat. "Tomorrow? Just like that?" He walked out of the room before she could form another word. For the first time in years, Maria felt truly alone. That night, she barely slept. The shadows in her room grew longer, heavier, swallowing memories of a lifetime she had spent in this house. Daniel's first steps, his school projects, birthday parties, Christmas mornings. All the moments that made her believe she'd grow old, surrounded by love. Morning came too quickly. Emily moved around briskly, packing Maria's few belongings into boxes. Maria didn't fight it. She was too tired, too heartbroken. Daniel stood by the door, keys in hand, impatient as ever. "Mom, let's go. We can't be late for the appointment." Maria's granddaughter, little Lily, rushed in, confusion written on her innocent face. "Grandma, where are you going?" Maria bent down slowly and held her. "Your dad is taking me to a place where older people live, sweetheart." Lily wrapped her arms around her neck tightly. "But why? You live here. This is your house." Maria whispered, "Sometimes grown-ups forget things children understand easily." Daniel called from outside, "Mom, hurry up!" Maria kissed Lily's forehead and walked out carefully, her heart heavier than her small suitcase. The drive to Golden Meadows was quiet. Too quiet. Maria stared out of the window, the city passing by like forgotten snapshots, stores she used to visit, the church she attended every Sunday, the park where she once pushed Daniel on the swings. Now everything felt distant, like pieces of someone else's life. "Mom, are you listening?" Daniel suddenly asked. "Hmm?" she murmured. "I said don't make this any harder than it is. This is for your own good." Her voice was soft but steady. "I believe you think so, son." When they arrived, Golden Meadows looked pleasant, too pleasant. Trees trimmed perfectly, white fences, pastel-colored walls. But Maria knew places like this. Behind every cheerful painting and scented hallway lived stories of abandonment. A nurse greeted them warmly. "Mrs. Thompson, welcome. Your room is ready. We'll take great care of you." Maria smiled politely, though her heart sank deeper. Her room was small, one bed, one nightstand, one window overlooking a parking lot. So this was it, the home she'd end her life in. Daniel lingered awkwardly at the door. "Well, I guess this is goodbye for now. I'll visit soon." Maria nodded. "Of course, sweetheart," but her eyes were begging him to change his mind. Just one word, one sentence. "Mom, let's go home." It never came. Daniel left, and as the door clicked shut, a tear slipped down Maria's cheek, the kind of tear that had no sound, only weight. She sat there for hours, staring at the window. People came and went, staff walked by, the building buzzed with artificial life, but inside, Maria felt deadened. By evening, loneliness wrapped around her like a cold blanket. Back home, Daniel entered an unusually quiet house. He walked into his mother's now empty room. The faint scent of lavender lingered, the smell of her clothes, her presence. On the dresser lay a few forgotten photographs. Daniel's kindergarten graduation, his baseball games, a family photo from Christmas long ago. Then he noticed something else, her rosary, the same one she had dropped yesterday. Something inside Daniel cracked. He sat on her bed and picked up the rosary. It felt warm, almost alive. Memories flooded him. His mother staying up all night when he had chickenpox, her working double shifts to pay for his college, her hugging him every time he failed, her cheering when he succeeded. He whispered, "What have I done?" At that moment, Lily poked her head inside the room. "Daddy, is Grandma coming home?" Daniel's voice broke. I don't know, sweetheart." Lily walked closer and climbed onto his lap. "She's sad, Daddy. I know she is. You shouldn't have left her." Children speak truth adults are afraid to face. Daniel's chest tightened. He stood up abruptly. He couldn't sit in that room another second. He grabbed his keys and rushed out, almost running to the car. The entire drive back to Golden Meadows, his heartbeat pounded with guilt and fear. What if she was crying? What if she felt abandoned? What if she thought he didn't love her? He couldn't let that be the last memory she carried. When he arrived, he didn't wait for permission. He hurried straight to her room. Maria was sitting at the window, her hands still folded in her lap. She looked smaller somehow, fragile, dimmed. "Mom!" Daniel's voice trembled. Maria turned, her eyes widened. "Daniel, what are you doing here?" He stepped toward her, tears already running down his face. "Mum, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I made a terrible mistake. I don't want you here. His voice cracked. "I want you home. Please come home with me." Maria stared at him for a long moment. Then her lips curved into a trembling smile. "I knew you'd come." Daniel knelt beside her. "Please forgive me." Maria placed her weathered hand on his cheek. "There's nothing to forgive, son. A mother's heart never stops loving. It just hurts, sometimes very deeply." He helped her up gently. Together, for the first time in months, they walked side by side, slowly but surely, out of Golden Meadows Senior Living. That night, when Maria stepped back into her old home, she paused, breathing in the familiar warmth. Daniel hugged her tightly. "Mom, you're never leaving this house again. Not while I'm alive," Maria whispered into his shoulder. "Home is where your child holds your hand. everything else is just a building. And for the first time in a long while, both mother and son felt whole again.